Hey, have you ever stopped to think about the unsung heroes of the farm? Picture this. Over 300 million buffaloes are out there, working their magic worldwide, plowing rice paddies in Asia, churning out creamy milk on European dairy farms. These mud-loving giants aren't just animals. They're the heartbeats of agriculture, powering fields, feeding families, and shaping cultures with centuries of know-how. From pulling heavy loads to producing rich, high-fat milk for that mouth-watering mozzarella di bufala, every part of them, meat, milk, hides, even manure, turns into something we use every day. Join me on this wild ride with Agriculture Insight as we dive into the amazing world of buffaloes and discover why they are still the rock stars of modern farming. A grown buffalo might weigh around 500 kilograms, but don't let that fool you. Their adaptability is off the charts. They adore wallowing in water and mud, not just to chill out but to shield their skin from scorching sun and pesky insects. And get this, they've got their own little sidekick, the oxpecker bird, perching on their backs to peck off parasites and whistle warnings of danger. If India's the buffalo capital with millions roaming its fields daily, Italy's the land where that milk turns into culinary gold. From Mumbai's bustling street stalls to Naples' fancy appetizers, tens of thousands of tons of mozzarella di bufala disappear each year. Creamy, nutritious, and lower in cholesterol than cow's milk. Sure, beef gets the spotlight, but buffalo meat stealing the show with its iron punch, low fat, and health-friendly vibe. From muddy fields to gourmet plates, these silent giants have woven themselves into every layer of society. Female buffaloes usually give birth once a year after a 10 to 11-month pregnancy, often in spring or early summer when food's plentiful and the weather's kind, perfect for both mom and calf. Around 6 months, the calves are gently moved to their own pens, letting farmers snag all that precious milk for cheese. The girls get a controlled diet to grow fast and strong, maybe even becoming future moms, while the boys are raised for meat. Buffaloes munch on silage, corn, and straw. Those massive bales, weighing hundreds of kilos, get scooped up after wheat harvest by baling machines, wrapped tight in plastic, and lined up by the barn for winter feasts. At feeding time, the straw is tossed into a high-tech mixer with bran, grains, and minerals, creating a nutrient-packed blend that fuels their growth and that rich milk. An adult chows down 8 to 15 kilograms daily, spending 6 to 8 hours ruminating with that slow, thoughtful chew, almost like they're savoring a second meal from their own stomach. After eating, it's bath time, usually around 9 a.m. or 3 p.m. when the sun's gentle. The barn doors swing open, and the herd charges to the pond, splashing and soaking to relax muscles after a hard day's work. Their body temp hovers between 38 and 39 degrees Celsius, higher than most livestock, making them heat-sensitive, so that bath keeps them healthy. Back inside, automatic rotating brushes spin as they rub against them, cleaning their coats and easing stress. It all leads to milk collection, starting 8 to 10 months after birth. The udder gets a warm, sterile wash. Then an automatic milker mimics a calf's rhythm, pulling 4 to 6 liters per session with care to avoid inflammation. The milk flows through sealed stainless steel pipes into a 4 degrees Celsius cooling tank, kicking off its journey to mozzarella. At the cheese factory, it's all about precision. The milk's tested for freshness and bacteria, with fat, protein, and lactose levels checked. Even a 0.1% fat slip-up can tank a batch worth thousands. It's pasteurized at 72 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 seconds to zap germs without losing nutrients, then cooled fast to lock in flavor. Next, it's into stainless steel vats for coagulation, where rennet, either from a calf's stomach or microbial magic, turns the milk into a gel, trapping fat and nutrients. An automatic stirrer mixes it for 30 to 40 minutes, just right to avoid breaking the curd or letting it settle unevenly. After a 30-minute rest, wire blades slice the curd into corn kernel-sized bits, heating it to 38 to 42 degrees Celsius to release whey, shaping the cheesy's texture and taste. As whey rises, the vats tilt, and soft, warm curd slabs slide out like condensed milk from a giant mold. Workers cut these into uniform blocks, ensuring even heat and salt penetration for that stretchy, glossy mozzarella vibe. Then comes the big moment. Curd hits a stretching machine with 70 to 80 degrees Celsius water, stirring until it's perfectly elastic, ready to become those creamy cheese strands we all love. As the curd gets worked in that stretching machine, it starts to straighten and bond, turning into that chewy, elastic, oh-so-smooth texture we all crave in true mozzarella. Then, it's time to shape it, rolled into perfect spheres with a slick spinning motion, each ball glossy and even. Splash! They drop into a cold water tank to cool fast, locking in that perfect texture so they don't stick together later. From shredding to shaping, this whole process takes less than 10 minutes, but every second is carefully watched to nail the flavor, freshness, and feel. In some small Italian dairies, especially down in Campania and Puglia, they take it up a notch, braiding the cheese into what's called treccia mozzarella. It's not just pretty. The braiding makes it stretchier, holds in moisture, and gives it a satisfying bite when you slice it. It's a tradition that screams heritage, and you can taste the love in every piece. Once shaped and chilled, the mozzarella balls glide down an automated conveyor to the packaging line. Robotic arms, yep, robots, gently place each one into special plastic containers. Then a shot of sterilized brine gets added to keep them soft, moist, and stretchy for longer. That brine also stops them from sticking and keeps them fresh. The containers get sealed, labeled, and packed into big cartons, then off to cold storage at 4 degrees Celsius. From there, they are ready to ship to supermarkets, restaurants, and food chains worldwide. Over 5 million mozzarella balls get gobbled up every day globally, on pizzas in New York, in caprese salads in Rome. It's wild to think a cheese that lives in water never dries out. But buffaloes aren't just about milky goodness. They also give us lean, tasty red meat packed with protein. Let's tag along as they head to modern meat factories. After a long trip from the farm, the buffaloes arrive at a resting area to unwind. That little break helps them shake off travel stress, ensuring their meat stays top-notch. Trained staff check each one's health, measuring their temp, heart rate, and more. Only the healthiest move on to the processing line. Big facilities can handle up to 1,000 buffaloes a day, using automated systems to keep things clean, safe, and humane. India's a powerhouse here, supplying 20% of the world's buffalo meat. 1 in every 5 buffalo steaks globally starts there. On the line, conveyor belts hum as precision cutters slice the lean meat into standard chunks. Hides, fat, and organs get removed, leaving clean cuts trimmed for restaurants or retail, big slabs or thin slices. They are whisked into freezing chambers at -18 degrees Celsius for 72 hours to lock in freshness, then vacuum sealed, labeled, and packed into insulated boxes, ready to hit supermarkets and dining tables worldwide. Now, let's hop continents to Australia, where millions of sheep take on an epic journey. Did you know millions of these fluffy wonders get shipped across oceans every year? It's mind-blowing that in less than 10 days, a sheep from Australia's vast grasslands can end up as premium lamb on a fancy Dubai dinner table. How do they pull it off? Let's jump aboard these massive ships with agriculture insight and uncover the tech and secrets behind this global sheep export adventure. Australia's been the sheep export champ for over 50 years, shipping out 3 million a year. That's 85% of the global market. It brings in $65 million annually, a huge deal for their economy and a point of pride. Sheep are everywhere, 1.2 billion worldwide, second only to cattle. If you line them all up, they'd blanket the entire US in a fluffy white cloud, bleating bay non-stop. They love mild, dry climates and wide pastures, growing strong in 4 to 6 months, hitting the perfect weight for their ocean voyage. Before they ship out, the sheep head to an inspection facility. An automated system weighs them, over 9 a minute, averaging 110 pounds, enough for 60 family servings of lamb. They get a full health check, eyes, nose, mouth, legs, wool, all inspected for illness or injury. Some get vaccines to prep for the trip, and their wool's trimmed to keep them cool and light. They are fed and watered well, and any that don't meet standards get extra care until they are ready. Then, they are loaded onto multi-level livestock trucks, modern marvels with 2 to 4 levels, holding up to 400 sheep, over 20 tons. These trucks are built for comfort. Mesh dividers to reduce stress, non-slip floors, ventilation, even automatic water dispensers. The floors are lined with sawdust or straw to soak up waste, swapped out on long trips to keep things clean. Off they go to the port, ready for their sea adventure. At the port, the sheep stroll onto the ship via a special ramp. No stress, no fuss. These livestock ships are massive, with 5 to 7 decks, carrying up to 70,000 sheep per trip, enough to fill a football stadium. Keeping them comfy on the journey takes serious planning. The ship guzzles 21,000 gallons of water daily, same as 120 US households, using a misting system to keep temps between 20 and 23 degrees Celsius, perfect to avoid heat stress. Vets on board keep a close eye, moving any stressed or sick sheep to a K area for recovery. Feeding's a big job too. The herd chows down 12 tons of feed a day, enough to fill a heavy-duty truck, all carefully mixed to keep them healthy and at the right weight for their destination. As the curd gets stretched and mixed, it begins to straighten and bond, creating that chewy, elastic, smooth texture we adore in real mozzarella. Then comes the fun part. Rolled into perfect spheres with a precise spin, each ball turns out glossy and uniform. Into a cold water tank they go, cooling rapidly to set the texture and stop them from sticking during storage. The whole process, from shredding to shaping, wraps up in under 10 minutes, but every move is tightly controlled to lock in flavor, freshness, and that signature feel. In some artisanal Italian dairies, especially in Campania and Puglia, they go beyond bulls, braiding the cheese into Trecem mozzarella. It's not just a looker. The braiding boosts elasticity, traps moisture, and gives a satisfying slice, a cultural treasure you can taste in every bite. Once shaped and chilled, the mozzarella balls roll onto an automated conveyor line. Robotic arms gently tuck them into plastic containers, followed by a splash of sterilized brine to keep them soft, moist, and stretchy for weeks. The brine prevents sticking and preserves that elastic goodness. Sealed, labeled, and packed into cartons, they head to cold storage at 4 degrees Celsius, ready to ship globally to supermarkets, restaurants, and food chains. Over 5 million balls are devoured daily, topping pizzas in New York or Capri salads in Rome. It's amazing a water-loving cheese stays so fresh. But buffaloes give more than milk. Their lean, protein-rich meat shines too. Let's follow them to modern meat factories. After their farm-to-factory trek, buffaloes rest briefly to shake off travel stress, ensuring top-quality meat. Staff check each one's health, temp, heart rate, the works. Only the healthiest move to the processing line. Big plants handle up to 1,000 daily with automated systems for hygiene and welfare. India leads with 20% of global buffalo meat. 1 in 5 steak starts there. Conveyor belts whereas precision cutters slice lean meat into chunks, removing hides, fat, and organs. Cuts are trimmed for restaurants or retail, then frozen at -18 degrees Celsius for 72 hours to preserve freshness, vacuum sealed, labeled, and packed into insulated boxes, heading to kitchens worldwide. Now, let's jump to Australia's sheep export saga. Millions cross oceans yearly, turning into premium lamb on Dubai plates in under 10 days. Wild, right? Let's board those massive ships with agriculture insight to see the tech behind it. Australia's shipped 3 million sheep annually for 50 years, grabbing 85% of the market and $65 million yearly, a pride of their economy. With 1.2 billion sheep globally, second only to cattle, they blanket the US in a fluffy baying cloud. They thrive in mild, dry pastures, growing strong in 4 to 6 months for their ocean trip. Before export, sheep hit an inspection facility. An automated scale weighs over 9 per minute, averaging 110 pounds, yielding 60 lamb servings. Health checks cover eyes, nose, mouth, legs, and wool for illness or injury. Some get vaccines, and wool's trimmed for comfort. Fed and watered, any underperformers get extra care. They load onto multi-level trucks, up to 400 sheep, over 20 tons, with mesh dividers, non-slip floors, ventilation, and water dispensers. Sawdust or straw lines the floor, swapped on long hauls for hygiene. Off to the port they go. At the port, sheep walk onto ships via a calm ramp system, no stress involved. These giants carry 70,000 sheep across 5 to 7 decks, filling a stadium. The ship uses 21,000 gallons of water daily, like 120 U.S. households, with a misting system keeping temps at 20 to 23 degrees Celsius to avoid heat stress. Vets monitor health, moving sick sheep to care areas. Feeding's huge, 12 tons daily, truckloads of balanced feed to keep them fit. Unloaded at destination via a controlled ramp. These Australian sheep contribute to the global economy and food scene after their epic journey. But how do they get so strong? From birth, sheep get meticulous care. With a 5-month gestation, ewes move to clean, dry lambing areas 2 to 4 weeks before delivery. Colostrum. The first milk packs antibodies, so lambs nurse within 1 to 2 hours. Weak ones get bottle-fed if needed. By the 2nd of March weeks, they tackle solid starter feed, chopped hay, cornmeal, oats, and minerals. RFID tags let farmers track flocks remotely, cutting errors. Hay, straw, silage, and grains feed them via automated systems with conveyor belts and robots, ensuring perfect portions. After the 4th of June months, they're healthy and ready. Wool, milk, or meat rewards the effort. Happy sheep mean better milk, richer in fat and protein than cow's milk, perfect for cheeses like Roquefort. Milking's planned for 150 to 240 days post-birth using automatic machines. Udder and teats get a warm, disinfectant wash, then a gentle vacuum mimics lamb suckling, keeping ewes comfy. Milk's pasteurized at 30 to 34 degrees Celsius. Rennet added to coagulate into curds, cut by stainless steel blades, and mold. Penicillium roqueforti mold creates those blue veins, yielding creamy, firm Roquefort with a salty, tangy bite. Over in America's dairy heartland, the sun peaks over fields as cows moo softly. Farmers sip coffee, gearing up for the grind of milking. 2023 saw 102 million tons produced. Early days were simple, hand-milked, raw milk with fingers crossed. By the 1600s, European settlers brought cows to North America, and by the 1800s, cities demanded more. Louis Pasteur's 1860s pasteurization, heating to kill bacteria, changed everything, with refrigeration and transport boosting the industry. Today, U.S. farms use tech to milk efficiently. Holsteins, with their black and white charm, pump out 6 to 7 gallons daily, 112 glasses. Post-calving, they join the milking rotation in high-tech parlors. Udder massages prep them. Suction cups draw milk through tubes to refrigerated tanks. No human hands involved. Imagine the magic unfolding as mozzarella takes shape. Those glossy spheres spun with precision, each one a little work of art. A quick plunge into cold water sets their texture, keeping them from sticking as they cool. This whirlwind from shredding to perfection lasts under 10 minutes. Every moment orchestrated for that unbeatable flavor and freshness. In Italy's artisanal dairies, particularly Campania and Puglia, they twist it into treccia mozzarella. Braiding boosts elasticity, locks in moisture, and delivers a slice that sings with tradition, a taste of heritage in every bite. Once chilled, the mozzarella balls glide onto a conveyor where robotic arms tenderly place them in containers, followed by a brine splash to keep them soft and stretchy. Sealed, labeled, and packed, they head to 4 degrees Celsius storage, shipping globally. 5 million balls vanish daily atop pizzas or in salads. Buffaloes also gift us lean, protein-rich meat, so let's trail them to high-tech meat factories. After their farm journey, they rest to ease travel stress, with staff checking vitals, only the healthiest hit lines processing 1,000 daily. India's 20% global share means 1 in 5 steaks hails from there. Conveyor belts hum, slicing lean cuts, ditching hides and fat, then freezing at minus 18 degrees Celsius for 72 hours, vacuum sealed for worldwide tables. Now, Australia's sheep embark on a global odyssey. Millions cross oceans in under 10 days, landing as premium lamb in Dubai. Mind-blowing, right? Let's board those epic ships to uncover the secrets. Australia ships 3 million yearly, owning 85% of the market with $65 million, a badge of pride. With 1.2 billion sheep worldwide, they cloak the US in a bleating, fluffy cloud. They thrive in dry pastures, growing fit in 4 to 6 months. Pre-export, scales weigh over 9 per minute, 110 pounds each, yielding 60 servings, while health checks and wool trims prep them. Trucks haul 400 sheep with comfort features, rolling to port. Ships carry 70,000, using 21,000 gallons of water daily with misting at 20 to 23 degrees Celsius. Vets and 12 tons of feed keep them thriving. Unloaded via calm rams, they fuel the global food scene. But how do they get so robust? From birth, sheep get loving care. After a 5-month gestation, ewes move to clean lambing areas, delivering antibiotic-packed colostrum, bottled if needed. By the 2nd of March weeks, lambs munch starter feed, hay, cornmeal, oats, and minerals. RFID tags track them remotely, while automated systems serve hay, straw, and grains. After the 4th of June months, they are ready. Wool, milk, or meat pays off. Happy sheep mean richer milk, perfect for rockfall. Milking spans 150 to 240 days with gentle machines after a warm udder wash. Milk's pasteurized at 30 to 34 degrees Celsius. Rennet forms curds, and Penicillium roqueforti adds blue veins for that creamy, tangy kick. Dawn breaks over America's dairy lands. Cows mooing softly as farmers sip coffee, prepping for 2023's 102 million tons of milk, a marvel beyond buckets. Early days meant hand-milking raw milk with hope. By the 1600s, settlers brought cows, and by the 1800s, cities demanded more. Spoiling ruled until Pasteur's 1860s breakthrough killed bacteria. Refrigeration and transport boomed the industry, making the U.S. a milk titan with tech. Holsteins, black and white beauties, pumped 6 to 7 gallons daily, 112 glasses. Post-calving, they enter parlors where massagers prep them, and robots or suction cups draw milk to cooled tanks. Some farms let cows choose milking times via color sensors. Back to pasture or barns, they graze and ruminate, eating hay, silage, and grains 2 to 3 times daily. Milk journeys in insulated trucks to plants, pasteurized to zap germs, homogenized to blend fat. Cream-top lovers rejoice. Bottled and shipped, it hits stores fast. This multi-billion-dollar industry, $45 billion in cheese, employs farmers to truckers, bolstering rural, family-owned farms. Milk's a cultural staple: cereal, chocolate milk, or cookies for Santa. Milkshakes scream 1950s diners. Next glass, toast the cow magic and farmer grit. Meanwhile, 325 million U.S. hens lay 96.9 billion eggs yearly, 296 each, up from 264 in 2000 thanks to genetic tweaks. Eggs move to incubators, sterilized with organic mist, loaded electronically. For 18 days, 6 million eggs tilt in 36 units for perfect conditions. At 18 days, embryo